doing the talking? Who's saying that?
That was David.
It's David? Sounded like a woman.
Said take your seat.
Who said
His
take your
voice
seat?
is high pitched, yes. Is David in blue shirts? Orange shirt. No, not Dave Fisher.
That's what we're talking about.
Ah. Where's David? Facing the other way.
Sitting up on the dais in the blue.
In the blue shirt.
Good morning, everybody can hear me? Okay, we have a quorum? 53. Okay, my name is David Merzon. I'm the first vice president, sitting in for Weinstein, who broke his hip and is now, they moved him last night to a rehab place, Stratford Court. I spoke to him this morning and he's not feeling that great, but at least he's moving around. Okay, opening the meeting, the minutes from the last meeting, January 14th, were posted in the Cobrua. Is there any additions or corrections? Excuse me? Okay. Any objections? Okay. Okay. At the last executive board meeting last week, it was brought to our attention that the executive board, that our March meeting on the 10th falls on the Jewish holiday of Purim. And we were asked to move the meeting to March 17th. Being that it's an election meeting, we want to make sure that all the delegates are represented, so we're making a recommendation to move the meeting from the 10th to the 17th. So I make a motion to make that change. Any objections? Yeah. No, you don't. Okay.
Hello? It's election day. Some of us work the elections. I work the elections. So
It's the primary.
Election day is the 10th.
No, it's the 17th.
All right, somebody has to second the motion? I make. Someone has to make a motion to move it. Okay, second.
Doesn't know what he's doing.
Discussion on the motion, Dave. You have to make the motion. No, that comes before they vote.
Let's move.
It's the same day as the PAP.
Okay.
Can't be a vote.
Okay. What?
No, I have a question that was ignored before you made the motion. If it's an election day and some people won't be here, why can't you make it on the 5th when it won't interfere with any other holidays or anything else?
I can't hear you.
So
You can vote by mail or you
You can
can
vote
vote
by
in
mail.
room A.
Right, you can get, polls are open late.
People who worked in the elections, what's wrong with the 5th?
Can't be that. The motion. You want it the 3rd or do you want it the 17th?
Wait, the motion is for the 17th.
Either the 3rd.
The 5th. No, you can't. No,
For March,
the recommendation is the 17th.
the recommendation is the 17th.
All in favor?
Who's running the meeting?
There's a motion on the floor that we have to dispose of. There was a motion that was made that it be moved to the 17th. That motion must be disposed of. If indeed there's a negative, then we can look for other dates. But at this point, was the motion seconded? Yes, it was seconded, so I think what you have to do now is take a vote on that motion.
What happened to discussion? They had discussion. They're voting it down.
I only saw about a dozen.
The whole
All
side
opposed
was
to the
different.
17th.
No, it's clear.
What is this, the negative?
Negative.
So that's it, defeated.
Because no one is doing.
Yeah, he put up his hand the way you like this one. He put up his hand twice.
Defeated.
Okay, so
If you put it up twice, vote, he cancels himself out. Right, doesn't matter. But he shouldn't do that. He's crazy. It's defeated.
okay,
And you make a new motion.
abstain. How many people abstained? One, okay. That's gotta get up.
All our delegates showed up, so I just got kicked out as an alternate. I can sit there.
Oh, Jesus. Where's Bo? Is Bo here?
He's here, I saw him.
Law that says you have to vote.
So they don't want to move it, right?
Correct.
Right.
Excuse me?
They don't want to move it to that date.
The motion failed.
I showed. Okay, now it's fine.
So 10 people didn't vote.
The vote is 24, 26 opposed, no one abstained, and we have 53 sitting here.
You watched him abstain.
Let's do this.
They're lying.
Everybody,
24, 26.
So lost.
Yes, it was.
Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. Did we have on the question? No one had on the question. We just had a motion to vote, and no one said on the question. Bo had his hand up on the question, no one recognized it that way. So that's goes on the question, I would like to say something too. We didn't have a chance to
They
say
already
anything on the
voted.
question.
You already
So
voted.
I'm voting without someone saying on the question. Yeah, but you can't vote without saying. You have to.
Snooze, you lose. What a fucking whore.
Do you think I really knew what was going on here? Did you know what was going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wake up. Wake up.
Bo raised his hand, right, Bo? Did they recognize you? No, right? What's that?
Gail spoke, Sid spoke.
And nobody recognized you.
It is embarrassing.
Because I wanted to say something, Bo wanted to say something.
Well, tough luck. The vote happened. Move
What's
on.
that? What's that?
Did he say Bo wanted to say something?
Just because it didn't go your way doesn't mean there's a problem.
Let him hang himself. Let him hang himself. We're gonna rip him up.
Okay, here we go. All right. This vote to change the date to the 17th is done. We're not moving it to the 17th. Now we have another two choices, either leave it alone or change it to another date. At this point, we can open it to another discussion.
That's right.
No, I'm opening it to discussion. Anybody want to change it, make another date?
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. I don't usually get involved with religious holidays because I'm not Jewish.
How much trouble is
But this doesn't matter to me. What happened was, everybody knows I want to run for President Cobrua, and I'm 1 day short. So if it remains the way it is now, I can't run for President Cobrua because I'm 1 day short. If you want to give me the opportunity to run for President Cobrua, you need another motion, changing it to a different day, and passing that. It's up to you. I can't make the motion on myself. So if someone makes it, what was the date?
Change the date so it's more than a year so that he can run.
So,
Clever move.
Make
it
it
doesn't.
fifth works
So
for
if
me.
someone makes it another day, yes, Mr. Stevens, yes. Shh. Come on. No,
So what I'm saying, does anybody want to make a motion for another date?
Wait.
Okay.
Breyer from Cornwall. From my point of view, the primary date is very important, and I would not want to change the primary date. And I think that supersedes any other date at this
I think it needs
time.
changed to the primary.
we already voted on that. We already voted on that. I'm not, but he is. Well, he's gonna, wait a minute, we've got people on the floor. Neil Stevens,
I don't want to miss any of this excitement.
Yeah, I move that we move it instead of the 17th to the 16th, Monday. You know, this doesn't have to be.
Is that a Jewish holiday? I don't know. Is the 16th a Jewish holiday? No. Okay, so what do we have, a motion on the floor? We have a motion on the floor to make it the 16th. Do we have a second on that?
Wait 1 second, please. The 16th, we have of the president's board meeting.
You can change that.
Well, why should
President's
we?
meeting, you can change.
I have to check with Sherry.
We can change the president's meeting. So do we have a second on that? On the question?
What about
What's that?
discussion?
Bo wants to say something. Bo?
Go ahead.
He's gonna give you the mic, Bo.
Finally, thank you.
Okay.
I was raising my hand and standing up.
Okay, got you the mic. Oh, come on. I got you the mic. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I think that moving the date should not be done. 10th has been, March 10th has been a long time determined. The second Tuesday of the month when meetings of Cobrua are. And I don't remember me being a delegate, a date that the Cobrua meeting has been moved because of
Well,
any reason.
you have a bad memory because it's routine. We've done it every year. This is the first year.
Mike, you don't have to answer that. He made his point. That's it.
My point is to keep the March 10th as the election day for Cobrua.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have enough motion to change it to another date?
No, but here's how you do it.
We need a motion to change the date.
To the 16th, you have to mention the date.
I make a motion to change it to the 16th.
You have a motion on the floor to change it to the 16th. All in favor, say aye.
Discussion. Discussion. Discussion.
Where's the parliamentarian? They don't even know how to run a meeting.
He wants a discussion when it
All in favor, say
isn't.
aye.
His way. Rush, rush, rush. Fucking whore.
Is this called pandering?
Everybody in favor, please raise your hand.
Oh, that's it.
This is insane. Oh, their arms are going up. Here they go.
Okay. Any nays? You can't vote twice. Put your hand either up or down. All right, the ayes have it. The meeting is changed to the 16th. Any abstentions?
Monday.
2.
Did it change the room meeting?
Okay, can I say something?
Now you can say something.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Whether you vote for me or not, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to vote. Thank you very much.
Okay. And just for your information, the room is available. Okay. Now,
Elaine, come on. Come on. It's over.
Let's go to May to the 16th. All right.
We got now a hammer thing.
It's a Monday.
Good. Okay, moving along, we're going to have the election committee, Judy. Russ. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Judy Merzon, and I'm pro tem chairperson of the election. We will be taking nominations from the floor for Cobrua offices and for the M&O committee. The officers of the corporation shall be president, first vice president, second vice president, recording secretary, treasurer, financial secretary, budget director, and sergeant at arms. All elected officials shall be unit owners or the designated representative of a unit, shall reside in Century Village for a minimum of 9 months during the calendar year, and shall have served for at least 1 year as a delegate or director of his or her member condominium association. No unit shall be permitted to have more than one unit owner or designated representative elected as an officer. No unit owner may be elected to more than one office. I will now take nominations from the floor for Cobrua officers. Do I have any nominations from the floor for president? Okay. I was coming to that.
No, that comes after you get the nomination. So if someone raised their hand now and said Phil Cole is running for president, so then she...
Can't hear you. That's why they invented it.
Do I have any nominations from the floor for president? Michael and president, okay?
We nominate Mike Lemon Jelly for president.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for president? The candidates for president are Alan Weinstein and Mike Lemon Jelly.
You have to close the nomination before you say that.
For God's sakes, why don't you
Okay,
practice this?
nominations for president are closed. Running are Alan Weinstein and Mike Lemangella for president. Do I have any nominations from the floor for vice president?
First vice president.
First vice president.
Another incompetent. She's got a script. Why doesn't
We love Judy Wright. Why didn't she get a script for this? She just got it. This was just
Running for first vice president is David Merzon and anyone nominated from the floor.
Judy, 1 second. Alan, I'm talking to you for home. Give Judy the paper so she can read the slate, so she knows it's, yes, it's on, it's in that.
Did somebody say that their phones came to Judy at the last minute and she shouldn't be able to look forward to?
Running for first vice president is David Merzon. Are there any nominations from the floor? David Merzon running for first vice president. Any nominations? Okay, nominations for first vice president are closed. Second vice president is Charlie Rosenfeld. Are there any nominations from the floor? Okay.
I nominate Fred Hadley for second vice president.
I put my name in as a candidate for second vice president, Sid Schwartz. All right, so nominations for second vice president now are Charlie Rosenfeld, Sid Schwartz, and Fred Adler. Are there any other nominations for second vice president?
Notice she did reverse alphabet.
Second vice president is closed. Do I have any nominations from the floor for recording secretary? Alan Perlman is running for for recording secretary. Are there any more nominations? Nominations are closed for recording secretary. Do we have any nominations from the floor for treasurer? Treasurer is Lynn Roberts and anyone that we nominate here. Nominations are closed for treasurer. Do we have any nominations from the floor for financial secretary? Candidate right now is Ted Spar and anyone nominated from the floor. Nominations are closed for financial secretary. Do I have any nominations from the floor for budget director? Budget director is Stanley Siegel. And anyone nominated from the floor? Okay, nominations are closed for budget director. Do I have any nominations from the floor for sergeant at arms? Sergeant at arms is David Fisher, and I guess it's David Fisher. In order to be eligible to run for a position as an M&O committee member, a candidate...
Nominations for offices are closed.
Nominations for offices are closed.
mind-boggling.
In order to be eligible to run for a position as an M&O committee member, a candidate at the time of election must be a permanent resident of Century Village West who is a unit owner of record. A permanent resident is defined as a person who has resided at Century Village West for at least 9 months in the preceding calendar year, and either a member of the executive board or a director of a constituent member condo association of Cobrua. There are 4 positions open. Do I have any nominations from the floor for M&O committee? The candidates for M&O committee are Al DiPretorio, Michael Mangelli, Charlie Rosenfeld, Harvey Rubin, Ted Spar, and anyone nominated from the floor. Any nominations? Nominations are closed.
That's it.
Anyone wishing to submit an election statement must email to the Cobrua office today by 5 p.m. Scans, faxes, photocopies, PDFs, or all caps will not be accepted. The statement cannot exceed 300 words. The statement will appear in the March 2020 issue of the Cobrua Reporter. Thank you.
Thank you. At this point, I'd like to bring up Corporal Newborn from the Sheriff's Department to speak about the COP program at Century Village.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Cobrua Newborn. You can hear me? You sure you can hear me? I want to make sure that you can hear me. Guys, before I get started, I want to introduce the members from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office that's here with us. From District 7, Captain Moss. We have Unit Manager, Mr. Davis, Eric Davis. We have Deputy Canavan, Deputy Gwen Davis. We have Chief Fano, please stand, Chief. We have Colonel Clemens. And in the rear, we have our R2 unit that's here this morning. We have Major Jackie Witt, Captain Robert Herzog, and our Lieutenant Lastman is here also, guys. They're going to be here after the meeting. For anyone that's interested in joining the COP program, they're going to be here. They'll be taking applications. And basically, we come down this morning because we're trying to reactivate your unit, the Central Village unit. We will need 20 volunteers in order to make this possible. And with that, what we're trying to start off is to just have a unit inside of Central Village. This unit will patrol inside of Central Village. And if anyone's interested, the R2 program will be here. I'm going to give you guys a quick overview of the COP program. And we're going to start off with the volunteer with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. I'll tell you a little bit about us. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office volunteer unit was created to enhance the public safety and to suppress criminal activity by strengthening the community relationship, deterring crime, and improving the quality of life in this neighborhood. Guys, the volunteer program started in 1989. Now we have over 1,700 volunteers. We have specialty units, admin units, our roving units, and of course, our COP unit. The COP program is composed of over 80 individual COP units from the neighborhoods, much like the one that you guys live in. I'm going to talk about the results from the efforts. The reason why we want this program here is to deter crime in your development. We want to make sure that we'll provide you guys with marked COP vehicles. The volunteers are providing knowledge and support in all aspects of crime prevention. So basically, we'll have a marked patrol car here in this community. Because of you, in your communities, where there are COP units, crime is less likely to happen here. The COP units are the eyes and the ears of their community and work directly with the volunteer deputies. Next slide. Okay, some of the incentives for being a part of the programs. Guys, we provide your uniform shirts. We keep a COP car here in your development, and now the sheriff pays for all of the gas. So the Central Village HOA is not, they don't have to provide any gas anymore. The sheriff pays for all gas for the COP vehicles. And safety in your development. Give it back to your community and workers' comp. Yes, you guys are covered on the workers' comp when you volunteer here with the sheriff's department. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about the workers' comp when you're covered. Workers' comp is a benefit extended to the volunteers. However, in order to cover you must be in uniform and you must be on duty and with proper notification of your injuries to the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. So basically what they're saying, if you're injured while you're patrolling, we have a 1-800 number that you have to call and let us know that you've been injured. You are not covered in your personal vehicle while in transit or from a meeting, luncheon, or non-PSO event. So basically, you have to be 10-8, and some of the people that are here that's been COPs, 10-8 means that you're in service. So I actually have to be in service, and when you're covered under our workers' comp, if you get injured and have to go to any of the major hospitals, you can't go to an urgent care facility, but you have to go to a major hospital, and if you need medication or anything like that because of your injury, our workers' comp covers you. And let's talk about if you do decide to join the volunteer program. Basically, you have a 1 to 2 day class, and it's approximately about 5 hours a day of the training that you need. The first day you come in, we do the mandatory training, and the second day we do radio training. And when I say radio training, the COP volunteers are on law enforcement radios. We have our own dispatch unit, volunteers that are dispatchers, that we give them the equipment and they dispatch from home. And basically what that's for is to make sure at all times we know where our volunteers are when they're patrolling in the area. In case something happens, we know exactly who's out there patrolling. And also, we do a half-a-day computer class. We have a COP Smart Cop. It's a web-based computer program that we have where you go on and you check the car out, and basically everything that's going on in the program is on this website. So we'll bring you in, we'll teach you exactly how to check out vehicles and how to basically see what's going on in the program. And our field training officers, basically, we take you out up to 4 times in the car and basically show you what you should be looking for and what you should be doing while on patrol. So basically that's an overview of the COP program. Remember, our people will be in the rear after your meeting. Anyone that's interested, they'll be back there to answer any questions. And like I said, guys, we need 20 people to start this unit back up. And I thank you for your time. Have a great one.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was one person here that was introduced with the rest of them that deserves special attention. He's the local commander. He helps us every day whenever we have a problem, and he should stand up and take special attention. Captain Morse, you want to stand up, please? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving along, let's start with the treasurer's report, Lane.
Good morning. Our month-ending balance of the checking account is $26,137. Our CD, excuse me, is $52,020 for a total of $78,158. The CD is up by $978 because that was our interest for the year of 2019. Any questions? Thank you.
Country.
Thank you.
I'm sure you also want to
Security
debate.
report, Steve.
Good morning, security report for January of 2020. We patrolled 3,753 miles last month. We pre-authorized that they gave 4,200 phone calls for residents coming in. Tracked 2019 food deliveries and another 3,400 contractors. This has been a very accident-prone month. 9 auto accidents and a DUI arrest of a resident. There's been a couple of bad actors in the village. Those reported some thefts from aides and other individuals who are living here, who are, people call them problem residents. One thing that I'd like to say is that if you do have a resident on your floor that you're afraid of, call the police. You need to report it to say, I don't want to report it because I don't want trouble. Then these people keep on causing problems. They keep on harassing you and cause problems. So please report to your management company, to your building director, and of course to the sheriff's office. That's it.
Any questions for Steve?
Did you say we had 4,200 calls to be answered, or are any of those go through the automated system?
No, those are calls directly to the gatehouse that people put guests on the list for that day.
We really haven't made progress in reducing the number of calls.
I think the volume is up in general, but the automated system is not in place yet. No, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, the automated system works, but not everybody is using it, correct?
Because it's tying up.
No, I'm trying to talk.
Your people at the gate who are being tied up by these phone calls that should be able to go through the automated system if we can get people to use it.
Correct. All you have to do is go to the ID office and make sure that your phone number is registered currently with the ID office, and all you have to do is dial the number and say the name of the person. That's it.
We really have to look for some way to expand the use of that so that your people aren't tied up taking those calls.
That will be addressed. There is a plan to address it, and hopefully we can make that transition right after the season.
Any other questions, security?
Yeah, Sheila Shapiro from Hyde. At one time, we were told that we couldn't call in a name or a company until 9 o'clock in the morning. It used to be that you could call 2 days in advance. What is the rule about that?
You can call 24/7 just one day in advance. They change the sheets out at midnight that day for the next day. So you have to really call after midnight to the gate, yes.
Any other questions? Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
Community Affairs, Stanley Siegel.
Good morning, everyone. Tonight at the West Boca Council meeting, which is being held in Boca Lago, there'll be representatives from the Department of Traffic, Roads, Commerce, and are talking about the situation in the area. And with this new facility going up on 95th Street, I happened to be there the other day, and it's going to be a mess. So if you're interested to know what kind of solutions they have, the meeting starts at 7:30 in Boca Lago. That's the West Boca Community Council meeting. Any questions?
Okay, Okay, M&O Committee, Stanley Stiegel.
Good morning. Our meeting with management took place Wednesday, January 15th. Present was Judy Milton, Vice President, Southwest Community, Monica Wells, Chief Financial Officer, Dan Cruz, Vice President, Regional Facilities. 6 committee members were present. Highlights of the meeting are as follows. Water pressure, and this has nothing to do with the testing of the hydrants the other day. Water pressure was low in some areas. So if you had that happen to you, make sure you clean out your filters and to see that there's no particles stuck in there. We're waiting for county approval for the use of the party room while the fitness center will be going under renovation. There is sufficient space in the party room for continuing of Saturday night dances as well as Cobrua meetings. So using part of this room for fitness areas, machinery, will not hamper the other activities. We are also looking into having an automatic sliding door in the party room to accommodate wheelchair and walker users. We are waiting for the proposal to see what the cost will be. We informed management of the problems with the buses exiting Exeter. They've been tearing up the grass, so they'll probably have to widen the roadway or turn as they go out. Drainage improvements at the bus pickup and drop-off area will begin or commence March or April. Reviews will be made of the walkways at both gatehouses to see if we can make them safer and more accommodating to the residents. The show income has been very good, actually excellent, with a number of sellouts and near sellouts. We met with representatives from the Palm Beach County Water Utilities Department about the underbilling that they had for 3 years. Hopefully we can resolve and complete this problem within the next 2-3 weeks, even the next month. Academy has ordered the new internal buses. External buses will be taken from their inventory. We're going to be looking at what colors and how the interiors will shape up. Collections for December from delinquent accounts amounted to $49,659, which most of it goes back into our treasury. We will be ordering Navy quality flags, which are more durable to weather conditions. If you notice, sometimes the flags tear or, we got, based on Mr. Aldi Petoro, we're going to be looking into the Navy quality. That's an ex-Marine who told us what to do. We met January 29th with representatives of FCC, the new garbage haulers, and SWA regarding problems with pickups. We will be following up to see if the issues are resolved. When I checked the last 2 pickups, they are still, this is at the high-rise areas, they are still taking out all the dumpsters while the truck driver is throwing it into the truck, which is creating problems at each dumpster area with garbage on the floor. So it's an educational process for them, and hopefully they'll, abide. Any questions regarding my report? Thank you.
Thank you very much. There is no cable committee report this month. Everything is copacetic. With that, let's move to old business. Any old business? Any new business from the delegates? Good welfare from the delegates? Good welfare from the, just you move over to this side. If anybody has anything to say, line up over here on my right and listen to you for 2 minutes.
Good morning, delegates. My name is Fred Hadley, Cornwall P. I just
just want to make some constructive suggestions as to how we might better improve communications between SunWest management and the community. And I'm referring specifically to the recent notices that were posted about boiling water. Usually those types of notices are posted whenever there's any opening of the mains, dirt, impurities, pathogens can enter the water, and obviously you don't want to drink that kind of water. So the goal in posting these signs was very laudable, but the execution left a lot to be desired. First of all, a single piece of paper by the mailroom, I don't believe is sufficient notice. It was printed on white stock. It didn't really stand out. I know in my Cornwall building there are like half a dozen notices. I went like almost half a week before I even became aware. I only became aware because a neighbor texted me, "What's this about boiled water?" And I ran down there and I saw the notice. I would suggest that the notices in the future be printed on a more ostentatious stock, like a day glow, like I'm wearing this type of shirt. It should be printed on something that will stand out, number one. Number two, they should use a little clip art, maybe something with water coming out of the tap, something that would grab your eye.
You got a half a minute, Fred.
Excuse me, what?
Got a half a minute.
Yeah. And number three, there should be more than one notice, but most importantly, there needs to be robocalling. There are many people like myself that don't pass through that mailroom on a daily basis. I use the stairs. There are many shut-ins here that maybe their aide retrieves the mail and they don't necessarily see the notices or they don't read English. So please, in the future, let's get more with this robocalling, and of course, you should list your number with management so you can be part of robocalling. Okay. And that's my suggestion. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you.
My name is Steve Tashman. I live in Brighton. I got a problem with a traffic problem that exists from going from Brighton at the main gate. Driving in that direction, you got to pass the main thoroughfare, Century Village Boulevard, I think it's called. The problem is, when I stop at the stop sign, I look to the left and it's clear. I look to the right and it's clear. And I start to go forward, and at the gate, these cars are coming down 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, and every time I go, I gotta be so careful. And I've almost had 3 accidents. I don't know if anybody lives in Brighton. Does anybody live in Brighton here? I agree. Does anybody else have that problem, or is it just my old age? I'm sorry? Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about the other exit. The last time I was here, I brought this up. I said it takes a 4-way stop sign. And the answer I got was, well, it was too confusing, we tried it once. Well, I don't know. Do they have 4-way stop signs in New York? Do they have 4-way stop signs in Chicago? These people have driver's licenses. They're confused. They gotta learn how to drive. If they don't know how to drive, don't drive. But it needs a 4-way stop. The answer I got was not good. I just spoke to one of the sheriff office people. He says, if you can't get any satisfaction here, come to us and the county will turn around and check it out and see if it's needed. That's my problem. I'd love to not go to the county, but somebody's got to take a look and see what's going on because it's too scary. And I got to tell you something. There's been accidents there. I've seen them. I've almost had 3 or 4 accidents. A friend of mine that lives in the building wanted to come with me today. He couldn't. Let me tell you, he's got the same problem I've got. And if anybody's coming out of that exit, let me tell you something. They got a problem. That's why I asked, is anybody here from Brighton?
Thank you very much.
What can be done? What can be done? Hello?
Well, get a traffic study done. We can ask the sheriff to get a traffic study done.
Helene Harris Height. I'd like to hear more from the board, if possible, please, about this underbilling from the water company. It seems a little bit vague, that it's gone on for years, and does this have anything to do with them testing the water, testing the valves? What's really going on, and what monetary impact might it have?
has nothing to do with the water testing. For the years 17, 18, and 19, the water department underbilled us for 900 units, which we're trying to work out a settlement on how to repay what we owe them. So until we get a complete answer from the water board, there's all I can say, it's still being worked on.
Dr. John Garzaniti, I'm from Fan Shop Association. It's John Garzaniti, I'm in Fan Shop Association. There's a service road, it's to serve as an exit off of the south parking lot for this clubhouse. And I've noticed that the maintenance people are driving in that service road when that service road is a one-way out. And twice I've had to avoid a service vehicle coming in there, a maintenance service vehicle coming in there when I was exiting. You know, so we need to ensure that the maintenance people know which streets are one way and drive on them accordingly.
Okay, thank you. You got 2 minutes.
Okay, my name is Rich Adelson. I'm with the Fanshore Association. First, I'd like to thank the anonymous writer and Fred Hadley for the complimentary letter that was written in his Century newsletter. And at the last meeting, I presented a 28-page application from Fanshore that required 128 pages for the unit owner. I presented a 2-page application which covered more than the 28 pages, which could be done in a few minutes instead of many days. That would require 1 day for review rather than 30 days. I received a notice from an email from Kathy Lewis saying they had reduced the 28-page application to 8 pages. And I notified her that we should meet because there were inadequacies in that particular 8-page application requiring now 2 copies plus the unit owner's copy instead of 4 copies. I didn't get a response, but I would like to mention the fact that her 8-page application does not have a credit check or a background check where you would be notified about whether a person was a delinquent renter, a convict, a pedophile, a rapist, a mugger, a thief. They've had nothing in the 28 pages either. It's in my application, but not in theirs. There's also a violation of unit owner rights in her application, which I think it's time for a meeting with members of the board and the delegates to resolve. I'd like to thank you for giving me the time to speak on this subject.
Objections noted.
Can I say something, sir? That's an association problem. That's an association problem.
I know, but I've been working with
Mike, forget it.
I'm just telling you, you're in the wrong place.
Mike, don't be a dead horse.
I'm not running the meeting, I just want to tell the guys.
You gotta give him his due.
Hi, I'm Elaine Adler, Cornwall Association. I apologize that this issue was addressed. I was just wondering if we could recycle more than just cardboard versus trash, at least for the plastic bottles and or glass. And I think it really bothers me. I'm not like one of these great naturalists or environmentalists, but I just think it's a little bit that we could do.
Go over there and
so I was just wondering on that issue.
I can answer. In our meeting with the waste removal company, 99% of all the waste that they pick up is recycled when they dump it there. And it's okay. It's recycled, they take out what they need, and then everything is burnt, and it's used as fertilizer. So all the stuff, even though you don't recycle it in your trash, they recycle it on the other end.
Thank you for sharing that. The other thing is, as I do enjoy taking walks on the walkway, my concern is the bicyclists. Sometimes bicyclists, you know, they'll let me know, they'll call out, even though it's startling, at least I get a warning. But there was one incident where it came too close, where within inches, had I just moved to the right or the left, I didn't hear that fight. He didn't say a word, and the bicyclist came up from behind, obviously. And I was just wondering, I know that we have to share it, and I know we can't say, oh, pedestrians walk on the right or the bicyclists on the left. That's too restricted, but maybe protocols can be put in place where either they have bells or they call out or something, so we know when a bicyclist is approaching from behind.
Thank you, Richard.
One more thing. I'd like to thank, there was so much bird excrement in a certain walkway that was near, it was like from it, beyond the edge, so it was Guilford to where, you know, heading towards the turnpike. It was really gross, and of late it's been totally cleaned and been maintained. So I certainly appreciate that, because that's my walk route.
Thank you.
Lois Diamond from Cornwall D. Up until now, I haven't been taking the buses, as my husband has been able to drive me to the clubhouse. I tried using the bus several weeks ago and tried again subsequently. It's very difficult for me to either go on the bus or off the buses. To get on, even though the bus opens, the door, the slide opens up. This is a heavy chair, and with a, I don't know what I would do if I were in a wheelchair full-time. Of course, the bus drivers help, but there's no side rail, and I could easily slide off. The other thing is getting off. I can't walk down steps, and the banister, it takes me a long time, but the banister doesn't extend out far enough for me to hold on until I'm on the ground. The driver puts the walker down, which is very nice, and then I have to reach over, sort of fall into it. I wonder who is responsible for ADA compliance, the bus company, us, or state regulations, or what? I'd appreciate any feedback that you give, and I would appreciate any suggestions that you have for those people who cannot manage the bus. I know several people who don't take it because of different disabilities. So thank you very much.
I'll try and answer that question. Back in 2004, when we changed our bus fleet, we conformed to ADA regulations, even though we were not required to do it. Our buses lean. The first step is approximately 8 inches off the ground. We have wheelchair access with the ramp. So everything we've done is with ADA compliance. That's the applicant.
Alan Glickman, I live in Suffolk. My concern is the excessive idling of 8 to 10 buses in front of the clubhouse. Not only is it carbon monoxide, there are carcinogens being emitted by those buses. Presently, in Staten Island, New York, there is a lawsuit. People who live near a bus garage where buses are idling sometimes for hours because of winter weather. They're afraid that the diesel fuel will congeal. That's not the problem in Boca Raton. Those buses sometimes are idling for 10 minutes out there. They are killing us, and you don't know it. And something should be done about it. Thank you.
Good morning, Fran Gritz. I'm in Mansfield. I've been hearing rumors
on removing all the trees that border Yamato Road, and I would like to know if they're true because they affect those of us who border Yamato Road. Do you guys know if that's true?
Okay, let me explain it. In last year's budget that ended October 31st, 2019, in that budget, we had allocated $300,000 to redo the landscaping on Yamato Road because the ficus bushes were, the roots were going underneath the roadway. So the plan last year was to remove them and replace them with new trees and calusa bushes. I'm from Brooklyn, we only had one tree, so that's why I'm not clear on that. What happened is FTL decided to remove all the trees on East Village Lane because they had no access to get to the wires. And luckily, we did not have a hurricane, otherwise we would have been out of power for God knows how many days. It was, some residents got a little itchy and created a problem, but we lucked out we had no hurricane. So what we did is we took the $300,000 allocated to North Village Lane and reprioritized our commitment and did the East Village Lane. If you notice, there's new trees and there's bushes there. So for this current year's budget, we now put back the $300,000 to redo the landscaping on North Village Lane, which will commence later on during the season.
Okay, we hear very loudly Yamato Road traffic, okay? If your window is open, you hear them speeding right by. I mean, like they're on a racetrack, and you have all the fumes. So these trees have been taking in those fumes from Yamato Road when these guys are doing all this. We're not gonna have big trees. You're gonna put in the little trees again. Is that what you're doing?
Well, we did that on East Village Lane, and I've been checking, and the trees are growing. And, yeah, the bushes are going up faster on the fence. Unfortunately, we have to do it. We spent over $1 million some odd redoing the roadways. And what we did on East Village Lane, the same thing. We replanted, and there's a minimum amount. You get used to the fact that the new trees are growing, and the noise factor is not that bad, not worse than what it was before.
Yes. Okay, but what is this financial? Does anyone know?
I don't have the exact date, but it's in this year's budget that we reallocated the $300,000 to do the landscaping on North Village Lane.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Larry Franco, Exeter. About two weeks ago, I was in the gym using a mic, and two men were having a very loud conversation, which I had no problem with. As soon as my cell phone rang and I picked it up, I was told I couldn't use the cell phone because I was talking. So what's the difference between having a conversation and using the cell phone? That's question number one. The second question is, I was told by some insurance companies that our electrical panels are outdated and dangerous. I don't know if that's true. Thanks.
Yes, it is.
The last thing was I was told by some insurance companies that the electrical boxes, the panels, are dangerous and outdated. I want to know if anyone has heard anything about that. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess he's technologist.
Gathering from Lincoln, I want to address the person from Brighton who complained about not being able to get out. If people getting out of Brighton would put their blinkers on, maybe we would know which way they were going, so we would have a better chance of figuring out what we're doing. I sat at the line coming at the exit coming from Ainsley yesterday, and cars were coming out of Brighton, no flashes, didn't know which way they were going. I sat there because I didn't know whether they would hit me or hit someone else. First of all. Second of all, oh yeah, but the trees. The wind has been coming out of the east. I faced the turnpike. I felt last night, like the cars were in my apartment. Absolutely. The cars are going, the noise from the turnpike is believable. So to tell me that the trees are sucking up the noise and the dirt and everything else, it is awful. Absolutely awful. Luckily, it'll be summertime, we'll keep our windows closed. But if the windows open, I feel like I'm sitting in the turnpike. So good luck to Mansfield.
Okay, last person.
My name is Henry Bader. I'm in Guilford, and I've lived here for 5 years, and this is a beautiful community. We take a lot of pride in landscaping this magnificent clubhouse, and we have a treasure out there called Windermere Lake, and I wonder if we haven't underestimated the value that it poses to this community. And my concern is my question is whether we've ever had a study performed on the water quality and what it might take to improve particularly the clarity of the water so that you can barely see your hand 6 inches underneath the surface. Have we ever invested in a study to understand how we might improve the quality of the water for the future? Lake water, the water in the lake.
That water is not.
It's one of the most. It's very. This lake is a gorgeous lake. It's completely underutilized. I don't see anybody at the shoreline. And we see signs warning everybody against alligators. We probably take a greater risk just walking across Century Village Boulevard than we would from alligators, but there are no benches, there are nothing like that. The other question I had is whether it would be possible to consider memorial benches along the lake as a possible addition.
I haven't written that. It's noted on the record.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other welfare? Make a motion to adjourn. Meeting's adjourned.
I was impressed with this meeting insofar as the delegates stayed. They normally all get up and leave.
Some left. When I was standing up there, a couple in the front row left.